Yes, he's forced a fielding change by his aggression in the previous over. I think it's really important for him to capitalize on this, to keep rotating, to keep hitting his sweepers hard in the areas where he's strong. Yes, he's forced a fielding change by his aggression. He knows that even though he's on 48 previous, still a long way to go here. I think it's not even really half a job done yet. To capitalize on this, to keep rotating, to keep hitting his sweepers hard in the areas where he's strong. Yes. Misfield as this one goes through point for 4, and it brings up Heinrich Klassen's 50 of only 45 balls.
Yeah, definitely a momentum swing for South Africa. Klassen goes to a well-played 50. Really good score rate as well. But India letting themselves down with a misfield. Things like this can change the whole momentum of the game.
Slightly variable bounce, and luckily for Klassen, he just manages to get a little scratch on that. Otherwise, it would have looked really good. As we see this delivery, he just bashes that back of a length. Slightly just stayed low there, Wiaan.
A little bit. Also a little bit of a lazy shot, maybe. Klassen, 5-4s, beautiful straight 6.
Real conscious effort here by the bowler just to drag his length back. We saw what happened the previous over when Heinrich Klassen ran down and hit those 2 beautiful straight shots. So he's just adjusted his length slightly, rolling his fingers over the ball.
Pushed into the covers. Gets off strike.
So we see a change in field now. A slip goes back in for Dwayne Pretorius after a brief discussion he's having here. Pushes fine leg back again, because of course he can have 4 guys outside the 30-yard ring. Slightly more attacking field to Pretorius. It's a beautiful drive as he smashes this one through the offside field. The first little bit of authority here by Dwayne Pretorius as he dismisses that half volley by Shankar. South Africa A move to 170 for 5 after 23 overs. That shot also brings up the 50 partnership between these 2 players. For runner ball, which is a very good strike rate, of course. But they would know 50 partnerships, not quite enough currently. They meet some big ones. They need to progress this to 100, 120, 150 partnership. That would put South Africa in a really good position.
Really good rebuilding phase from Dwayne Pretorius and Heinrich Klassen. Reached their 50 partnership. Kaya Zondo and Heinrich Klassen really look good. Until Kaya Zondo lost his wicket. As you say, there's still a long way to go. Not even halfway.
Chahal continuing with a slightly defensive field. We saw that last ball of the previous over where it was just squeezed out to a short 3rd man. As Heinrich Klassen looks to play against the spin through the leg side. I think leg spinners, like you mentioned, Wiaan, they deal on wickets. They're exciting. There's always something that will happen. Yes, they might go for the odd boundary, but they are wicket takers. And I think it's important that you assist them with the right field. when it comes to how you manage them as a coach and as a captain.
Yeah, that is for sure. I've seen a lot of leg spin been done by bad fields. So give them a little bit of protection, and when they find their rhythm, you can move them in.
Slog sweep to a vacant straight mid-wicket area. This one, Heinrich Klassen goes against the spin, plays a beautiful tracking stroke that goes for 4.
Klassen taking the risk, no one there at the deep mid-wicket. Gets down on his knees, lifts it over. It's the quicker one. And again, after the boundary, punches it for single.
Very good that they're looking to be nice and positive against the leg spinner here. They don't want him to settle. They know how important these sort of bowlers are when you give them a chance to settle on the line and a leg. Nicely bowled. Very nicely bowled. But a productive over for South Africa, eh? As the score moves to 122 for 5 after 24 overs. Some hard work here for the South African A side this morning. Davids was looking promising. Zondo was looking $1 million, playing beautifully when he got one just to nip back from Kahul. But this partnership becomes really important. They have got Mulder to come in, who's also an all-rounder, and Aaron Pangiso, who's as always a fighter, and he'll scrap for every run. But Shankar to continue from the university end.
Worked away, square of the wicket for a single. Now, we've mentioned the wicket's quite slow, but we've also seen some really good shots. A couple where the South African A batsman just hit through the line. So on fields, when you find the length, there's a certain length on this wicket. It makes it hard to score. You bang it in short, it sits up.
Just pushes this one into the gap just to get off strike again. These two batters want to create a nice little flow. You take one delivery, I take one. And we grow our partnership progressively.
Remember, back in the day when Jimmy Adams, old West Indian captain, West Indian legend, he always used to say, every wicket has a length. And when you find that length, you got to stick to it.
Absolutely, Wiaan. It's something that takes a little bit of time, I suppose, to find as a bowler, because the first thing you have to do is sum up what the length is. You might have to try a few things, but I suppose with different batters as well. Some batters have a shorter stride, some batters push forward a bit more, some are good off the front foot or back foot. So it's so important as a young bowler that you identify these things nice and early.
Short, pulled away, looking for a couple, easily back. Yeah, I feel in general there's always, you know, top of off is a very good length, but you get to wickets where maybe a foot or so fuller will give you top of off. Some wickets will maybe give you a couple of feet shorter, will give you top of off. So every wicket has got a length, and you as a bowling attack, once you find it, you have to exploit it.
This one over the top again, more over the extra cover. Fielder didn't quite get all of that, but enough to get to, and as Heinrich Klassen looks to continue to be aggressive here.
I want to put the mockers on him, but he's looked really good. Even when we were 5 down, he continued to play aggressively. Continue to put the pressure on the bowlers. And when it comes off, it works for your team. It can also sometimes look at as if your plans has not come together. That is the end of the over. South Africa move up to 128 for 5 of the 25th over.
As we look at the projected score here, South Africa A, they are maintaining a nice and healthy run rate, but the important thing here is unfortunately the 5 wickets they've lost. But they are fighting hard, they're battling well. As we look around that score, about 250, 260, who I believe would be a very, very productive score on this pitch. As we look, Chahal just pushes long off back. He wants to entice Pretorius here for a drive. This one flies in the air. Brilliant take. Absolutely brilliant catch by the fielder at point. It looks like Sanju Samson, who went flying and completed probably the catch of the try series thus far.
And on cue, the leg spinner gets amongst the wickets. But the main thing here is the catching. Fantastic diving catch over his left shoulder. He dives away. Disappointing shot, has to be said. That is as good as it gets. Dives over his left shoulder. And that's the end of Pretorius.
Yes, a really disappointing in for Dwayne Pretorius. Things were just starting to look promising. The new batsman in is young Wiaan Mulder.
Yeah, I have to say it's such a great opportunity for Pretorius. It was a really disappointing shot at this stage of the game. He only needed to work with Klassen. But so be it. New batsman Wiaan Mulder, he's still a youngster. Promising youngster in that. So he can form a really good partnership. Across the line, nowhere near where he wants to hit it. But look at this. It's fantastic. You won't see a lot better than that.
Chahal absolutely delighted by the work of his fielder there. Once again, leg spinners just have that knack of picking up wickets. Pretorius slightly indecisive where he wanted to hit that. Wanted to go leg side, then probably had doubt. So important to be really decisive in your decision making.
Good areas.
As he pushes for one, you should know, and I know, when the ball is in the air, there's 100 things that can go through your mind. And at the end, the indecision, that's the indecision that will cost you. As a slip comes in for the new batter.
Mulder pushes back. Yes, I also think Chahal is bowling exactly the right pace. He's just slightly slower through the air. We've seen a few grip. Almost just gives yourself as a batter a little bit more time, or too much time, to look at different options. A lot of people think, why is long off back? But he wants Mulder to drive here nice and early against a spinning ball. Almost willing to sacrifice that single down the ground just to get an edge. Oh, this time the googly. Mulder most definitely didn't pick the googly. Very lucky to get a thick inside edge down to short front leg and not to get bowled. That concludes the 26th over. 129 for 6. To replace Johan is Kobus Pienaar and Dumisa Makalima.
Thank you, Greg van Wyk. Losing Dwayne Pretorius at a very wrong time there, South Africa, as the partnership was starting to come together. They find themselves with 6 wickets down. Still a lot of overs to go. Klassen still standing strong on 64, facing 59 balls, but he needs a partner who's going to support him on the other end.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah, the all-rounder South Africa. It's the last recognized batter just walked in on Wiaan Mulder, so it's important for him to back up Klassen's very good work. Just got a feeling that Klassen's playing on a different wicket compared to the other batters today. If you look at the way he scores, 64, 59 balls, looking untroubled. It's been a very good inning so far. So hopefully Wiaan can be of good assistance to him now.
I think he's the only one who's looked like batting on a different strip here, Klassen. He's been solid. He's put away the bad boundaries. He's run hard. But he needs crucial support the other end. Mulder is more than capable. Good all-rounder from the Lions franchise. And he's gotten rewarded by wearing the South African jersey. Fielding change. Man comes back from the deep sweeper boundary into the ring for the new batsman. Slip in.
Very good ball there from Kahul, right on the money. Good captaincy here from Heinrich Klassen. Klassen got the better of Kahul. The last over, he did for a couple of boundaries straight over his head. And when a new batter came into the wicket, Heinrich didn't hesitate to give his strike bowler another go at the new batter.
South Africa A had a total in mind before the inning started. I think that's all gone out the window. They just need to bat now. They need to get something reasonable in the board, something for the bowlers can defend.
Yeah, that mindset is all good and well to have targets and to have plans here, but they just got to reassess where they are now. They find themselves 6 down with still 24 overs to go. And it's important, as you rightly mentioned, to bat all the balls there. If you bat all the balls there, you give yourself the best chance to get some sort of targets for your bowlers to bowl at, and that's one of the big rules of one-day cricket, is to bat 50 overs.
Absolutely, there's still 23.3 overs left. It's a lot of cricket still needs to be played. But I can't stop to sing my praises to this Indian bowling attack. They've run in on a wicket that looked like it was good for batting, but the way they've run in, the way they've put the back down, they've hit the hard areas, they've gotten the results. Surely it's not a green wicket, doesn't swing and move all around. It's just pure good bowling.
It's a very good length Kahul is hitting here. But the captain just put deep square back to the boundary there, so just get a bit of doubt in the batter's mind there, and he followed up with a very good length there. Class bowling by Kahul here. We sometimes talk about a game moving at a fast pace, and this is definitely one of them here today. If you look at the run rate, close to 5 runs and over, but they're just playing themselves out of 6 wickets down so far. There's a lot happening in a short period of time so far.
Nicely done by Wiaan Mulder to get off the mark. I will bring the end to the 27th. South Africa A, 131 for 6.
That's good to see those two guys chatting there in the middle. If you look at the Indian bowling card there, Kahul the peak so far with 2 for 32 of 7, as well as Thakur 2 for 21 of 5. And you can straight away see the bulk of the work has been done by the Indian seamer so far.
Well, they usually say you can't judge the pitch until both teams have batted on it. They'll get their chance, South Africa. They've got a quality bowling lineup. But it's not all done and dusted. Right, all of a sudden we're talking a different game. Slog sweep. He's down on one knee. Man coming around in vain. 4 to his name, Klassen.
Yeah, he got himself in a very good position there, Klassen. We've said about it previously, it's quite tough to hit across the line on this occasion, but Klassen is seeing as a beach ball at the moment. So he got himself down nice and early there, extended his hands through the ball there, and a very good shot by Klassen.
Picking his spots with ease. Man, Heinrich Klassen. Come down, sent back. Oh, that is poor fielding. Let themselves down there. It's a bit sloppy. Moves Klassen to 70.
Yeah, it's important for these two batters just to see where they can be in 5 and 10 overs time from now, and to set themselves short targets here and short goals here to be able to achieve.
Lots of work for Mulder, but yet another opportunity for the young man. Quicker delivery, well played. Late cut to the left of short third man. Brings the end to the 28th. South Africa A, 138 for 6.
If you look at the projected scores there for South African A side at the current run rate of 4.93, they'll find themselves to get to 246. They're going 6 and over. 270 and 8 and over, 340, which has been the scores that they've achieved the last couple of one-day games here at University of Pretoria Tuks Oval. Brings a chase in the bowling here. Left arm spinner. Krunal Pandya is going to bowl from the university end, left arm spin, and going to come around the wicket.
Change in bowling. Krunal Pandya. 16. List A matches.
To allow Chahal from the other end to strike.
Careful. Coming down the wicket. Trying to unsettle the spinner. Carefully watching Mulder.
Yeah, it's a tidy line there, and it just creates a bit of pressure for Charles to be able to strike from that end.
Comes down the wicket on this occasion. They're going to be looking for two. Sent back by Klassen. Good fielding. Brings the end to the 29th. 139 for 6. They've bowled well, the Indians. Taku leading the attack there, picking up 2 wickets for 21 in his 5 overs. Well supported by Siraj and Kahul, who also took 2 wickets for 32 in his 7. And the experienced Kahal doing the job with his off spinners.
Yeah, we so often talk about partnerships when guys are batting, and I think as important is partnerships when they're bowling. And these 2 spinners here now, Charles and the left-arm spinner together, can really be a handful here for South African guys, where they can't lose another wicket at this point in time. So they need to be reassured to start a new partnership and to look to keep the scoreboard ticking along the way.
He's faced 18 balls, Mulder, for his 4. Just needs to find a way to rotate that strike. Mustn't allow to be found in one end and struggling to score. Rotate the strike, do the initiative.
Got a purchase there. Very good ball there. You can see it bowled a little bit slower then. That's the reason why it was a bit more turn. I can't agree with you more. I just feel the situations that Africa find themselves in where they drastically need to create a partnership. It just finds Charles to bowling and get away with it. But just too scared to take chances. There you can see good delivery. Bit of extra turn. Middle out at the moment there. Just looks like he got back in there.
It's very good bowling this from Kahal. He is hitting his spots. He is in control. Naughty, naughty. After all that pressure that was built, very naughty to just let the pressure go. Lots of air given. They're looking to run to turn back by Klassen. That brings the end to the 30th. South Africa A 141 for 6.
Yeah, you see there, Charles, 5 overs, 1 for 16. He's definitely putting a run rate back. If you see South Africa A's run rate down to 4.7 and over, he's doing a very good job. Look at the partnerships there. Good partnership between Heinrich Klassen and Wiaan Mulder, 43 or 46 balls. And then the standout partnership so far between Dwayne Pretorius and Heinrich Klassen, 63 of 65 balls. No issue with the run rate of the partnership so far. And that's in partnership of 13 of 29 balls between Klassen and Mulder is really important for South Africa to set up a good score here.
The way they're going, the South Africans at the moment, they are looking at 234 as a projected score. I want a little bit more than that. Does well to kick that one out.
Just looks like the line of attack here. He's not going to give him anything to work with, and he's not looking for wickets here. He's really looking to squeeze him now, about a few dots.
They're up for the appeal. Very stifled, not quite as convincing. Lots of A given. I think just sliding on the leg side was straighting enough. Slight misfield.
Yeah, the angle of his attack, it comes quite wide of the wicket here, and he bowls into the right-hander, so it's definitely going to go on with the angle. There's no real turn, so it would have gone down the leg side there.
They're doing a good job here, the India A spinners, piling on the pressure. Comes down the wicket on that occasion. Klassen, Mulder rather. Brings an end to the 31st, 143 for 6. Yes, he's got a big job to do here, Klassen. He needs to bat all the way if they need to guarantee themselves anything over 250, which is going at 6 and over on the projected scores there. I think they would have done a good job if they do get 250 and plus, the way the situation stands.
Yeah, the only way we'll have some sort of target to bowl it is if Klassen goes through the innings and bat deep into the 45th to 50th over here to get a big score here, and the guys assist him and chip in with a couple of small scores here. But we always say, we talk about how well the Indian seamers bowled and what lengths they hit, and I think we can give the same credit towards the spinners. They've been very, very good so far, hitting that off stump and hitting that back of a lane hard, where the guys find it hard to get boundaries from them.
Kahal to continue. They are doing well, the Indians. They are bowling the majority and the bulk of the balls to the new man, Wiaan Mulder, who is struggling to score at the moment. He's faced 25 balls for his 6 runs, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and that's going to put pressure on Klassen also, because he's used to having strike, and now he's watching the game and not actually batting.
As a matter of fact, it goes down on one knee here, Wiaan Mulder, and is cleared with ease. The deep backward mid-wicket for a maximum. A fantastic stroke where it was tossed up in his half, and he has got that out of the screws of the bat.
Yeah, it's brilliant to hear the Indian wicketkeeper talking in the spike mic, thumb mic there. Straight away after the boundary, it just allows him a bit of momentum, and he gets it down to the long off boundary for a single. Brilliant to see the bit of reverse psychology there by Pan, the wicketkeeper, talking in the stump mic, saying it's his only shot, the slog sweep. But he definitely got the hold of it and hit it into the screws for a maximum.
Partnership building up slowly. 22 of 39. Running hard here, Klassen. He wants to come back, touch and come back. Good running.
Good cricket there by Klassen. Just show you got the touch game also. We've seen he got a boundary hitting options, and there he just pushed it in a gap. Good timing there, just lent on it there, and he timed it to perfection to get into the area to be able to get another one.
Played again by Klassen, working it to the leg side. I will bring an end to the 32nd. South Africa A, 153 for 6. Best over so far. I think it's that the 21st over. She went beyond 14 runs. They will be targeting 1 or 2 of these overs just to get the momentum going in the right direction. Slowly building that partnership. Klassen is there. He's the man in. Being well supported at the moment by Wiaan Mulder. Just took a bit of time to get off the marks, but he's up and running after that previous over.
Yeah, it's a very unique situation for Mulder. It's not always you're going to walk in at number 8 and going to have so much time to find your feet and to settle in. And that definitely can play into his advantage to be able to settle himself up and create a big partnership with Klassen. Good use of the feet there, but well adapted by Pandya, not to give him any room to get his hands through the ball. And good fielding at mid-wicket by Chal.
Doing a lot of work there, Carl. Busy.
Very well bowled there by Pandya. I think you summed it up there, nice and busy, Chal, and I think it's a nice guy to have in your team. We've seen him the other day carrying rings here, a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of energy running around, so it's brilliant to see. There we can see a change in the field. Chal is moving to square leg and they're taking the deep square over to a cow corner position, deep at wicket boundary.
Gives himself room. Wiaan. Two of that over. End of the 33rd. South Africa A 155 for 6.
Yeah, it's important for Klassen and Mulder to talk and have a clear plan of what they want to do now. Sometimes if you get yourself in this situation, you can easily find yourself get bowled out here and then be in trouble. So the situation where they are now, just going to leave it a little bit later and to bat deep into the innings and then take less overs to go for the big onslaught. There you can see the batting card of South Africa. Klassen the standout on 76 of 73 balls and Mulder assisting him nicely with 14 of 32. Couple of starts from Davids, Zondo and Pretorius, but nothing much to write home about Klassen's innings so far.
A lot of thought that is going into Kahal's bowling. This is what Manish Pandey does so well. We saw him against Afghanistan. Takes his time just to get the right fielders in the right position. Knows exactly what he wants out of his bowlers. I've got a wide cow corner. Almost straightish, not your conventional. Not so in the running. Good running.
Yeah, the key about Klassen's running so far is the early calls. He just commits himself and he makes a good early call. And then most of the times you won't have any problem. As soon as you start to worry about and trust your partner, then you get yourself into trouble. So it's been a very good point for youngsters watching at home to learn what to do and to make sure and be certain in your calls.
Still not 100% satisfied about their field. Manish Pandya and Kahal.
Yeah, I can see his concern here. He's trying to turn the ball away from the right-handed batter, and you've got 5 guys on the leg side here. So maybe a little bit, his line of attack will be a little bit too straight at the moment. So maybe bring one guy over and leave open him at the wicket area and give him a little bit more protection on the offside.
I think they are leaving it as it is. Trying to get that mid-wicket a lot straighter. which is good to see when a bowler knows exactly what he wants, what kind of field he wants to bowl to, relays it to the captain, and that's what the captain gives him. Lots of ace got in the reverse. Did he get something to it? He got something to it. It's a run.
I think it's a good option that if you look at the field, there's only one fielder to beat there. If you look at the field on the leg side, it's very unconventional. We're very straight deep and wicket at the moment. So the Indians definitely working a little bit of a plan, which is not it's not an ordinary plan at the moment.
He's got on the pull. Goes as far as mid-wicket. Calm heads are needed here by Mulder. Rocks back, gives himself a bit of room, and he's got that away towards deep point. A man is covering, and he's got that ball. They'll settle for 2.
Yeah, it's good to see Mulder's finding a bit of rhythm in his innings. He's starting to move well, uses the crease well going forward and going back into his crease, and just allow him a few more options.
Just a slight change in field. Mid-wicket goes across to cover that point region. The deep mid-wicket of the boundary comes straighter to long on. Big hit. And a miss hit goes as far as his feet. Brings an end to the 34th. South Africa 159 for 6. The way they are going right now, South Africa, they are looking at 234 rather. It's not going to be enough. They're working very hard to get themselves to the 6 and over, 8 and over, which will get them a decent score for their bowlers to have something to bowl, to have something to defend.
Scoreboard correct? Scoreboard correct. Carry it up the other place.
Yeah, we always say you only want to judge a wicket after both teams have batted, but we've seen enough games in this tri-series so far on this pitch that we know that they're a little bit below par at the moment, and they really need to up the ante here to get a few runs.
Change in commentary. Kruger van Wyk will go on with Wiaan van der Walt.
Good sweep shot by Heinrich Klassen as it beats a fielder at straight square leg. Another very beautiful boundary and a good shot by Heinrich Klassen, and as he continues his fine form this morning.
Yeah, really good partnership starting to build. What South Africa needs. I feel the run rate's decent enough at this stage.
Pushes back to a slightly faster delivery, but his hands are really nice and quick. So he just pushes this one to deep long on for another single. Wiaan Mulder, who's played a really good supporting hand here to Klassen. He has just ensured that he's supported him. He's looked to pick up ones. He just wants to make sure that Pandya doesn't rush him too much through the over here.
That can easily happen, as you say, end of the over. One boundary and the one single of that over. 164 for 6 after 35. Yeah, spinners can, especially when there's two spinners from each side, they can rush through the overs, and by the time you look up to the scoreboard, 5 or 6 overs is gone. So you've got to bide your time, take your time, and make sure you use your time with every delivery that is faced.
As they're just enjoying a bit of a break, you see the last 5 overs for the South African A side, 23 runs. That's still a very good run rate of 4.6 during this time. Only the 2 boundaries and 1-4 and 1-6. But I almost want to say that if you get these two, or South Africa, I almost want to say the top 8 batsmen to bat the majority of 50 overs here, I think they'll get around that 250, 260 mark, which I think will be a decent score on this surface.
Yeah, you know, it's early to say, but it does not look like a wicket that you're going to go at 6s all the time. So maybe 300 is a long shot, but this partnership very crucial for South Africa A. So look like India pondering a bowling change.
Absolutely, it seems to be a little bit of indecisiveness here about who's going to bowl the next over. Looks like Chahal really wants to bowl, but not quite sure if his captain has given him the ball. As they are in discussion here with the umpire. Manish Pandey, who of course is the captain of this India A side. He's marshalled his troops in bowling attack nicely this morning. So he's kept South Africa under pressure here, but seems like they've decided that there'll be a bowling change.
Very strange that was. They were standing around, not knowing who's going to bowl. I'm not sure if there's is a problem with Chahal. He's not leaving the field, just been moved to the deep square boundary. So we can confirm we have a change of bowler.
And your honour there, that's 2 legs.
It's Shardul Thakur, opening bowler. He's been very good. Change of end as well for him. He's managed to pick up 2 wickets, 2 vital wickets for his side. He's back into the attack. At the stage where you thank your captain for the time to loosen up. Hence, he's taking a couple of minutes just to get loose.
It's important as a batsman as well, when there's been a little bit of confusion or a delay, it's important that you stay nice and focused. You keep that end goal in sight and just slowly go about it every ball. Klassen thus far has done that really well. He hasn't changed his game. He's looked to stay nice and aggressive. He's on 82 of only 79 deliveries, and he would be very keen to bat at least another 10 overs here for his side.
Yeah, he'll be the guy to take South Africa through and as deep as possible. South Africa 6 down. So the onus will be on him to bat through. And there's a few guys can play a couple of cameos around him. We'll get South Africa to a really competitive total.
Nicely struck by Wiaan Mulder, but well fielded by the bowler Thakur. This time Thakur goes slightly fuller and straighter. Beautiful straight drive, but well fielded as well by Thakur, which prevents a certain boundary there. As we look at that shot again, straight out of the middle of the bat, but it just deflects to mid-wicket.